Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to The Walk. Today is Tuesday, August 20th, and we are continuing this deep dive of Ezekiel. We are up to Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 6. Now, we just saw that Ezekiel said that the glory of the Lord was evident, that it was like what he saw in Ezekiel 1 and in Ezekiel 3, and he was told to look to the north gate, and there was the image of jealousy. And we talked about what that meant. Now we're up to verse 6. And verse 6 says, "And he said to me, Son of man, do you see what they are doing? The great abominations that the house of Israel are committing here, to drive me far from my sanctuary. But you will still see greater abominations." So these people are intentionally pushing and driving God away. There's things in our society that as a nation, we are pushing God away. There's so many things that are of God that are called offensive nowadays. And glorifying those things that push God away and saying that things of God are offensive is an abomination to God. And Ezekiel is told that there's going to be even greater abominations than that coming along. In the ESV Fire Study Bible, they had a cool note where it said that God reveals that he will remove his presence from the temple if the people allowed false worship and sin. So what about the churches that fall into that spirit of religion? That really got me thinking. Now, the spirit of religion is a very deep and complicated thing, but it all narrows down to one concept. The spirit of religion removes God's grace. Anything that is removing the grace is the spirit of religion. So let's imagine you've got a person in church. They've been saved for, maybe a week. And they feel a calling to lead a Bible study. Well, that person's going to need some guidance. That person's going to need some support, but that person should not be told no. We as a nation, as a church, need to support those new believers and keep showing them that grace. If we say, "Oh, you've only been a Christian for a week, talk to us in a year and a half," you just removed God's grace. God can gracefully fill that person with all of the knowledge that they need, all of the skills that they need to teach that Bible study. We need to be there to support them and guide them in case they get off track, but we should be showing that grace. So whether or not that person, and it all comes down to, was their decision to follow Christ genuine? And I don't know about you, but I could never know that about somebody else. I can know that about myself, but I can't know that about somebody else. We should not be writing people off because that's that spirit of religion. You don't have this, you don't have this, you don't meet the requirements. It's like taking them back to that law. In the Apologetic Study Bible, it had a note and it said, "The passage provides no description of the offensive statue." This is in verses 5 and 6 in the temple courtyard. The word was also used to describe the image set up by Manasseh. The people violated the commandments by bringing an idol into the temple area. All Ezekiel saw was great or terrible abominations, detestable especially to a priest. So what's happening here is that these abominations are the spirit of religion. They are removing God's grace. They are taking the glory off of God and putting all of the focus on this idol. That spirit of religion can easily become an idol. It can easily become, you have to follow all these rules. You have to. Oh, you're a woman and you didn't wear a skirt. It gets you stuck in the muck of all those rules, and it removes the freedom and the beauty of God's grace. Now in verse 7, it says, "And he brought me to the entrance of the court, When I looked, behold, there was a hole in the wall. When he said to me, Son of man, dig in the hole. So I dug in the wall, and behold, there was a new entrance. So he dug into this wall and created a new entrance. The hole was already there. So this image of a hole in the wall is a powerful symbol of hidden sin and corruption. So you got this teeny tiny hole in the wall and you can't really see it. And Ezekiel is told to dig it out and make it an entrance. It's revealing all of that sin. It's revealing the fact that the hole in the wall of the temple court which was supposed to be a sacred and holy place, emphasizes the depth of the spiritual decay and filth that had taken hold of these people. The hole suggests that there's a breach in the integrity of the wall of the foundation of who Jesus Christ, of that relationship with Jesus Christ. So that spiritual integrity of the community has been pulled apart. And how did it get pulled apart? It got polluted by this idolatry and the disobedience. That's how it got pulled apart. Be mindful of that spirit of religion. Don't let it pull apart that spiritual integrity. Have a wonderful day. God bless, and keep walking the walk.